Let's make that louder. Now, it's getting scary. First, I heard 11,000 pounds. Now I'm hearing 23,000 pounds. How much was my school? I mean, the university I went to was a state university, and I doubt if it's worth 23,000 pounds that only one person spent. So when she said something like, well, when you finish, you're going to be well-rounded. Of course you'll be well-rounded. 23,000 pounds. Are you kidding me? With 23,000 pounds, you should be well-rounded. Well, that was a fantastic experience from Dr. Lainka Jibuno. Although I did get to hear her tell us from her professional standpoint how to handle stress. Current, I mean, we all need all of this. And I hope that she'll be able to, at a point, just give us a little bit of that. I mean, if you are an alumnus or alumni anywhere around the world, and you're listening to us, I want you to get the best of your experiences of having this particular event. So when you have a world-class global psychiatrist like Dr. Laika Dibuno, I think we should glean from that experience and find out what to do at times like this, anywhere we are. I mean, she should be different from the ones trained at some state universities. So there are psychiatrists and there are psychiatrists. All right, so okay, so I'm going to call on another Amana. This time, I didn't even know he was related to the legendary Sir Dr. Amana. I didn't know, honestly. We've been friends for about 25 years now in the same industry. He kept a very low profile, so I didn't know. Now that I've known, they found very, very serious. So, because I was actually also considering the Jackpot Revolution. I was going to Jackpot, but after this event, I'm not Jackpot anywhere. I'm made. Imperial Collect. Thank you, everybody, for making me today. Okay, so I'm going to call on the president of the Nigerian Internet Group, who is a son of the chairman board of trustees, Imperial College alumni. He's my friend, and he's going to speak with you in the next few minutes. Please, let's give him a round of applause, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon already. Yes, it's 5 minutes to 12. Thank you very much for those who have been able to sign on. I'm also the secretary of Imperial College Alumnus, and I'm really happy to be here to share my Imperial experience with you guys as well. Where do I start? Well, you heard my father's rendition of his experience at Imperial. Let me give you a little background to my own upbringing. My father went to King's College, Lagos. So I had to get into King's College, Lagos, which I did. And halfway through King's College, my father came to me and said, the way the education system is going in this country, I think it would be better if you go and do your A-levels, because I've been drilled that I have to get into Imperial, because you've been telling me Imperial stories all this time. So I thought, it would be a good idea, Daddy. Let me go ahead and who am I to say no? Going to London for free. So got into the UK, did my GCSEs, did my A-levels, and then at A-levels, there are 5 universities you're supposed to choose. So when I got the form for the UCAS form, I filled in my first university, Imperial College. Then I left the rest empty. I submitted my form. My guidance counselor came to meet me later and said, Mr. Amana, you need to have 5 universities. And there's no other university to go to. Why am I filling the rest of the names? You have to put out the names. So I put, what did I put? I think I put UMist, I put Coventry, I think I put King's College London, and I put Loughborough. I just randomly chose some names. But my mind was set on Imperial. So of course the A-level results came out. And I didn't get the straight A's that you needed to get into Imperial. Before the A-level results came out, I had gone for an open day, and I had applied to do mechanical engineering. So I had gone around the engineering department, and I'd gotten to know some of the lecturers. And when I got my results, I called mechanical engineering. I said, "You obviously know what I got. Can I still come?" He said, "Oh, you can't come. You didn't get the grades." I said, "But I can't go anywhere else. I must come to Imperial." They said, "Well, you did very well at your interview, but we have a quota for international students and you just can't come." I said, how am I going to get into Imperial? If they're not going to give me an offer, then I'm lost. So I cried over the telephone to them. I said, "Look, I need to get into Imperial. You must do it, hook or crook." They said, "Well, there's a new department opening up in the Royal School of Mines called the Material Science Engineering. We'll send your documents to them and find out if they'll take you." So they sent my documents across to the Royal School of Mines, Material Science Engineering. They called me up, said, "Can I come to London?" Because I was doing my A-levels in a small town called the Bromsgrove, just outside Birmingham. So I shot off to London, stepped into materials science and engineering, and had my interview. It was the best interview of my life. I had to make sure I killed it. And true to form, when I got back to school, I got a letter saying I've been given an offer to come and do material science and engineering at Imperial. I said, "Oh my God, in through the back door," but I'm in. So I got into Imperial. I told them that I'm doing material science engineering. I'd like to stay in halls of residence across the road. They put me in Falmouth Key, FK. I told my dad my room number. He goes, "That's staircase 7, second floor." I said, "Yes." "How do you know that?" He goes, "That was my room." I said, "Oh my God." So many things just falling into place there. In FK, there was a radio station at the at the basement, and it piped music through the whole hall of residence. And the only people playing music at that time were the heavy metal people. So I went down to the radio station and said, "Don't they play any R&B?" I said, "There's no one to play R&B." That's how I now decided that, okay, I'm going to start coming to the radio station to play R&B so that everybody will listen to R&B. And I ended up becoming a DJ. And I found out that there was an African Caribbean society. I joined the society. I met a lot of other Nigerians that were doing the same course. And my class was next door to geology. So a lot of the Nigerians who are in Shell, Mobile now, we used to hang out together. It's so interesting because I think back and I think, maybe instead of technology, I might have gone into oil and gas. I'm just going to geology classes. But by the time I had finished my degree in material science and engineering, at the time I joined Imperial, the internet had become something that was like a phenomenon. After every lecture, all of us would run to the IT room and check our email as if someone was going to send us a mail after every class. And I got involved with setting up the systems in the department. I got involved with learning how everything worked. And I found I had an affinity for computers. So by the time I finished my first degree, I told my father I wanted to do a master's. He goes, "Destiny, I've got 7 children, man. Let me get all of them through first degree." Because as an overseas student, I think each year was £10,000, and then every year went up by 1,000. So by the time it was final year, third year, it was 13,000, 14,000 pounds, and that was not even the living expenses and everything else. So I got a job I started working in the Science Museum, just next door to Imperial College. And I thought, oh my God, material science, I don't think I can practice this forever. When you do your first degree and you don't know exactly what you're going to be signing up for, I signed up for something that was lab coats and dungeon for a long while. I said, no, I don't think I see myself doing this forever. I must do IT because IT was what I found out I had an affinity for whilst I was at Imperial. So I now applied to the University of Bath for a master's in computer science. I was accepted at Imperial for my master's, but the school fees, they still insisted I must be an overseas student, even though I'd done my GCSEs, A-levels, and my first degree. But when I applied to Bath said that they would take me as a home student because I've been around working in the UK for so long. So I said, okay, I'll pay for that myself. I went to the University of Bath Masters. And now that I have those two degrees on my CV, it's been amazing how many doors have opened up whenever I've submitted my CV for a job. Imperial College really does open doors for people. A lot of people who go for interviews that I go to, they are queried and questioned, but when I arrive for the job, when they see Imperial, it's just a matter of, so are you a nice person? If you're a nice person, you got the job because you are qualified automatically. It's quite interesting. And it's even better back in Nigeria. And if you have the pedigree of going to missionary schools that have been great in their time, like King's College, and then you go to a university in the UK from one of our colonizers in the UK, the top university there isn't a job you apply for that you won't get. That's my experience. That's what my experience has been so far. Now, going forward with this alumni, I see us putting back into society. I mean, education right now is so bad. I have 4 children, and I'm really looking to see what I can do to get them educated, if not the same level, better than I was. But it is so hard here in Nigeria. But one of the reasons I think it's so hard is because many of us who studied abroad are not putting anything back into the system here. Even when placed in political positions, if they've studied abroad, they don't bring that experience to bear here in Nigeria. They will just send their children abroad as well. Well, I'll look after my own and everyone else look after themselves. But I think we as alumni for Imperial should do things locally here to try and promote education, to try and promote a stop to the Japa culture of people who leave not to come back. You know, most of us that are here, we went, we got the education, we came back to apply that education back here in Nigeria. And I think that's, if not the best way, one of the best ways to do it, not to go get the degree and then stay in that country. That is me for this event. I thank you very much for listening to me. And hand you back over to the MC. Thank you.